Yeah.
So it's time to take a leap. I hope someone can rescue us.
Yes. Yeah. Pararescue Jumper.
A Netflix original. This one, okay, let me tell you how we ended up watching this one. So last week, I was doing through a weird combination of scenarios. I was with my aunt and uncle watching, or we were just trying to pick out a thing to watch on Netflix. And my aunt picked this one, and I was like, and I said, okay, I could probably like this, but she probably won't. So I did try to warn her. Oh, this looks like it's a TV show, not a movie. All the actors' names are Japanese. This will probably be subtitled.
Yeah.
And then she got a phone call just as the show was starting, and as I told her, I guess it was convenient enough that it was a subtitled thing since you were on the phone the whole time.
Yeah. 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 And DM'd me and said, hey, if you want to watch something new, there's this. It's pretty pretty decent watch. I'm like, oh, okay. Um, and as I started watching it, I noticed that the the way the story is structured, the way the characters are, the way they're acting, the tone of the show, and everything, it felt like a live action anime.
Yeah, way more than a lot of other Japanese live action things I've watched. And I did a little bit of digging. I could not find any evidence that this was based on a manga or anime. So I wonder if I did some deeper dives on who the writers or creators were, that I would find out that there was some sort of connective tissue there.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Because I mean, you could make this into an anime. Like there are a lot of anime shows that are along similar lines to this one. I mean, Rail Wars comes to my mind.
This is so much better than Rail Wars.
Oh,
Rail
yeah,
Wars
yeah,
is based on the least interesting alternate universe concept ever. What if the Japanese railway industry was never privatized?
yeah, yeah.
This show has a much more interesting premise, which is basically a class of rescue jumpers who are just helicopter trained and have to jump into or go rescue people in the mountains who are drowning, deal with disasters, and so on. Uh, and it's a grueling process. And part of the show's strength is that they show you just how grueling this process is.
Yeah, it is. I would say not quite as grueling as, say, Navy SEAL training, but pretty close.
Right, because the challenge that you have is if you're a rescue person is you not only have to manage your own self, you have to manage someone else. So,
Yeah,
you need to stay floating in this 20-foot deep pool. No using your hands. Keep your hands above the water line.
yeah,
Uh, we run literally everywhere. Okay, guys, you're on break now. Go back. Go get your lunch. Run back to the mess hall.
yeah, yeah. You had to learn how to climb up the walls, climb up the ladders. Yeah, all that fun stuff.
Now,
And
this. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is an ongoing TV show. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. As of recording now, there are 2 up there.
Yeah.
The first one deals with, so it's a very much like it's an ensemble cast. So not all characters have really emerged yet.
Yeah, the first episode we meet their instructor, uh, Usami, um, and he's kind of one of he. You compared him to All Might in terms of like his personality.
Right. Just older man, very physical, very energetic,
Mhm.
not afraid to look silly. Like he did weird things like make them praise the sun with
Yeah,
in their underwear.
yeah. He has a very unorthodox approach to instruction. and he kind of has he's tough at times, but also at the same time uh, it, he definitely cares about his about the trainees, and he wants them to succeed, and so he'll actually like spend time with them one on one. Which, I mean, I don't know if that's customary in Japan.
I don't either. I mean, when it's only a class of 7, you would hope that you'd have a little bit of time for one-on-one training. Um, the other All Might similarity is that he is clearly putting off some knee surgery, because if he goes in for this knee surgery, he will be rated as unfit to continue with the rescue force.
Yes, yeah, much like All Might's injury. Yeah,
Yes. So I'm not going to lie. I honestly thought they were going to pull the pin out of that grenade in the first episode when he was doing a physical challenge, and they didn't really hint or show at it. But I wonder if that's just going to come up later in the show at a key moment.
oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah, they do like if they actually have to do like a rescue of something, and yeah, he ends up just blowing out his knee completely.
Yep. And the first episode deals with our main character's survivor guilt, because the reason he wants to be a rescuer is that when he was a child, he and his dad were lost up in the mountains, and and he was rescued. His father was not, and so he always wanted to pay that forward for someone else.
Right. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Lost Daniel. Well, I appear to still be live, so I'll just continue on with the plot summary until he gets back.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, cool. Phew. Did you do that thing I do sometimes where I X the wrong browser window?
No, it just my connection cut out for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Weird.
So anyway, main character, survivor's guilt, wants to pay it forward, and it's handled in a very sympathetic and sensitive way.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And they, and obviously they have, he has that moment where, he just like has to, come to terms with that survivor's guilt. And
right, because if he can't do that, he can't be a good rescuer, because yeah, you can sacrifice your life, but don't go dying pointlessly.
Yeah.
Also, the other aspect of this being such harsh training is that they can have up to 50% abandonment rate, and the goal this year is to get all 7 students through, which is probably why the instructor is working so hard to get them all through and get them individual attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other subplot is that he has a daughter who has decided that, like, I guess, like, she doesn't understand him. So for her college thesis, she's doing it on the unit.
Yes. Yeah. And she starts spending a little more time with her dad. And yeah, there's another little anime thing in there where our main character, he meets the daughter and he really likes her, and then he and the instructor is just like, it's like, nope, still with my daughter.
Yeah. So yeah, the first episode does a good job of setting the stage. And I suspect it's going to go with the typical thing where each episode introduces another character more fully.
Yeah.
And I apologize for not having character names here. The IMDb page for this is a little bit scant.
Yeah.
The only person whose character is actually named is the instructor on here.
Yeah.
But we'll call her the girl.
Yes. The one woman in the amongst the trainees, first ever woman in to be part of the to get through to this stage.
And what I thought was really funny was that I'm not sure if this is strictly a Netflix original or if this is like a Japanese television station came out with this and partnered with Netflix. Because we know from things that Netflix has certain like quotas and rules and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I feel like this show is doing its best to honor the letter of those rules, but not the spirit.
Yeah.
Because, well, for one thing, one of the members of the squad is he's like a quarter African, I want to say, or quarter or half African. I think is
Yeah. Yeah, his first name's Randy. I remember that.
That's right. And but he just like in the second episode, he just makes a point about how Japanese he is. Which that feels kind of like not what they would expect.
Yeah.
But the plot with the female cadet is basically she has kind of the classic chip in her shoulder that you see from so many, to use an inartful term, girl boss narratives that you see on places like Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't want help from anybody. She has to prove herself. But what's funny is that they actually had some debates like they're going on in the real life military right now for, should we have a lower standard for female cadets? Yeah. You see some higher ups debating that. And her whole character arc in that episode is about her having to accept help where she is physically unable to actually compete on a level playing field. But also she is admired for not using her gender to try and get special treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting juxtaposition there.
Yeah. Hello, base department.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly think that a lot of it is, you were mentioning the comparison to anime. I think that part of what makes anime so refreshing for a lot of people outside of the country is that the characters, it's like the default attitude is that of a character is that I am not useful unless I am accomplishing something. So you very rarely have characters whose goal is just to take it easy. It's just like, hey, I'm here at this place. I want to show that I earned my spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think this show definitely is showed a much more merit-based system, which you would expect from something like this, from a job, or whatever you want to call it, a service like this, where it's you got to be the best of the best to be able to do this. And it's just
right. But and they also they all want her to stay around. They all want her to grow and be able to do this because she does bring her own strengths. Like they talk about how she has such an iron will.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate this show.
Yeah.
Like okay, the second episode being kind of based, like I said, that did help. That did like make me enjoy it more on an ironic level, but it's just solid human drama.
Yeah, it is.
Even from the first episode, which doesn't have any of that aspect to it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And this is the kind of show that they used to make in Hollywood.
Yeah. And who knows, there might still be some of it somewhere. I don't watch everything, but I can't think of the last time I just picked a random show on Netflix with a setting like this, and it was actually like this.
Yeah. It's been a while for me too. But yeah, I mean, I definitely would give it a watch if any of you are interested out there, and you want to watch a Japanese television show with subtitles.
Yep, that is the thing. I didn't have a chance to check to see if they actually had a dubbed version, but I'm gonna doubt it because it seems like a pretty small production.
Yeah.
It's also probably going to be a one-season wonder if it is a Netflix original, just judging by how scanty the IMDb is, because you know how fans are.
Yeah.
So just appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.